We finally reached the 2022 NBA Finals, and to celebrate, let's name the best starting five from every playoff round, all the way from missing the playoffs to the finals itself. My only rule is that I'm using one player per round. Without further ado, let's rebound onto that list. We gotta start with the no playoff starting five. I'm only selecting players from teams who have missed the playoffs during the 2022 seasons, but not including injured players like Kawhi Leonard or Kyle Lowry. At point guard, we have DeJounte Murray, who plays for the Spurs. This was his first All-Star season, and he did lead his team all the way into the play-in tournament, but couldn't get that final spot. Regardless, he's a great point guard with a bright future ahead of him. I can totally see him making deep playoff runs in the near future. At shooting guard, we have Darius Garland, who was my pick for most improved player. This too was his first All-Star season, and the Cavaliers also made it into the play-in tournament but lost to the Hawks, so they couldn't grab the 8th spot even though their record was an 8th seeded team. At small forward, we have LeBron James, who even at his age is still one of the best players in the league. The Lakers did have injury and chemistry issues this season, which kinda resulted in them missing the playoffs. If they play their cards right, they should definitely make the postseason next season. At power forward, we have Julius Randle, who's the starting power forward for the New York Knicks. The Knicks finished 11th place this year, but as far as individual performances go, Randle had one of his best seasons, putting up over 20 points per game and 9.9 rebounds, nearly averaging a double-double. At center, we have Jared Allen. If he didn't injure his finger during that final stretch of the season, Cleveland would have not slipped down all the way to the 8th seed and could have easily been in the playoffs this year. But for the games Jarrett did play, he played like a classic all-star old school center. He brought defense back to Cleveland along with Evan Mobley. Individually, these players missed the playoffs, but this starting five itself looks like it can easily make deep playoff runs, possibly even win it all. Moving on, we have the first round starting five. At point guard, we have Chris Paul, who led the #1 seeded team in the West. Even at his age, he's still one of the best point guards in the league. His overall career would send him to a higher seed, but in this playoff specifically, he's not getting past the second round, so he ends up here. At shooting guard, we have Trae Young. He made it to deeper playoff runs in the past. He should make it to deeper playoff runs in the future. He can shoot off the dribble, make his own shot, and his range is lights out. At small forward, we have Kevin Durant. He got swept in the playoffs, but he's still one of the best players on the planet at this day and age, regardless of what happened against the Celtics. Our power forward is easily Karl Anthony Towns. Cat can hit threes, hit twos, just can't seem to hit the second round of the playoffs, at least not yet. Our first round center is the MVP of the league, Nikola Jokic. If this team was fully healthy, or if the Nuggets didn't run into the Warriors for the first round, he likely would have made a deeper playoff run. Moving on, we have the conference semifinals starting five, the second round, and our point guard is Ja Morant. I don't know if I'd rank Ja Morant over Chris Paul just yet in terms of talent at age, but this season, losing to the Warriors in a tough 6 games is more impressive than choking a 2-0 lead against the Mavericks. At shooting guard is Devin Booker. While individually I would take Devin Booker over shooting guards who made it into deeper rounds, but for this 2022 postseason, it's hard to pick someone again who let go of a 2-0 lead. I could also include James Harden at this spot. I definitely would pick James Harden over Devin Booker as far as all-time comparisons go, but this season, James Harden didn't really seem to mesh well with the Nets prototype Big Three, and he did run into some injuries, so if we're looking at strictly what's going on right now, Devin Booker does get the spot, but it's close. Our second round small forward is Andrew Wiggins. Many people consider him to be a bust for #1 pick standards, but it's great to see him finally make an all-star selection and make a deep playoff run and actually be a contributing factor to a contending team. Our second round power forward is one of the best players on the planet, if not the best player on the planet, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Some may argue that Giannis hasn't even entered his true prime yet, which is crazy scary for his opponents. At center, we have one of the best centers in the league, Joel Embiid. Joel is the 2022 scoring champ, which is extremely impressive for a center. He's also a center that can hit threes, create his own shot, and play defense. Next up is round 3, the conference finals. Our point guard is Luka Doncic, who got beat pretty badly, but the fact that he made it this far at his age is extremely impressive. Like Giannis, many would say that Luka hasn't hit his true prime yet. With more experience in playoff attempts, another Dallas championship since Dirk's 2011 run could be in play. At shooting guard, we have one of the most improved players in the league, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is making splashes both in the pool and on the court with his 3-point range. he's reinvented his game and can hit deep shots and also cut to the basket. He's not just a catch and shoot 3-point specialist, he has new elements and dimensions to his offensive schemes. Our small forward is the people's champion, Jimmy Butler. How could you not root for this guy? If you don't like Jimmy's game, you don't like basketball. He gives it his all on the court, and if Kyle Lowry was healthy, this Heat team could have been finals bound and Jimmy could have had another shot at winning it all. Hopefully he does have more opportunities in the future. With his effort and determination, it's certainly possible. At power forward, we have Al Horford. Al Horford is an NBA vet who, while might no longer be in his physical prime since he is 35 years old, his basketball IQ has kept him competitive and his defense is quite valuable for Boston. Plus, he's sort of an offensive anchor with the way Ime Udoka runs his offense through the paint. Our center is Bam Adebayo, who is one of the best perimeter defending centers in the league. Many centers can defend the paint, but the fact that Bam can defend all locations on the court is what makes him such an important defensive anchor for his team. And last but not least, we have the NBA Finals starting five. Our point guard is without question Steph Curry. If Curry wins it all this year and gets Finals MVP, I truly think he would have the resume to allow him to enter that top 10 all-time list and be a part of the GOAT debate. You can't have one Splash Brother without including the second, thus our shooting guard is Klay Thompson. Klay can guard positions 1 through 3, and he complements Steph's game so well when an opposing offense forces a switch. Klay is one of the best shooting guards of all time. Our small forward is Jaylen Brown. While Jaylen Brown plays shooting guard for most of his career, this season he's played a lot of small forward as well as some during his rookie season. What makes his game unique is that he can easily fill Jason's role while Jason is on the bench, thus allowing the Celtics to have top-tier offensive threats at any given moment throughout the entirety of the game. At power forward, we have the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Jason Tatum. Jason has the clutch gene in his game, has that Mamba mentality, and can technically play positions 1 through 4, but he mostly plays small forward and power forward. Our small ball center is Draymond Green, who is not only an offensive facilitator, but a defensive anchor as well. He's the glue to the Warriors' death lineup, and he's not afraid of the big moments. In fact, he embraces them. He can guard all 5 positions, play elite defense on all parts of the court, from the paint to the perimeter, and he can score. So here is each playoff round starting 5. Let me know which round has the best lineup, and feel free to rank them as well from worst to best. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.